Hello and welcome to NPS Now, your source for news and information about Norfolk Public Schools. I'm your host, Karen Tanner, and with me today is a special guest, Reverend Edward Haywood from the school board. Welcome to NPS Now.
Thank you for having me, Karen.
And it's always great to have you on the show, and you're very busy these days with school board work and also with some side work with our music department, which we're going to talk about a little later. But first, give us a little update of what you're working on with the school board right now.
Well, right now the school board is in the midst of the budget setting process, and that's a pretty extensive process in which we look at our goals and our strategies, and we try to align our budget with our goals and strategies. Yes.
So while on the board, I understand you all hold different positions on committees and task force. What are some that you participate in?
I participate on the policy committee. The school board is a policy setting board. And so that's a fairly significant position because we're developing policies for the division, policies concerning things like equity and so forth. That was a major policy that came forth this year, and so we were glad to see that. I'm also involved with the WHRO board. I'm a representative of the school board to the WHRO board. I'm also involved with the open campus. I'm on the advisory committee there. And I'm on the budget subcommittee for the school board. So each school board member has these side responsibilities, and it can become quite extensive and engrossing and so forth.
Busy.
Yes.
But you've also recently attended the VSBA conference. What was that about? Yeah,
so the Virginia School Board Association's Capital Conference, it's a legislative conference, and school board members from around the state, and there are about 140 school boards, come to Richmond to be updated on the latest legislative priorities for the Virginia School Board Association, and also to visit our legislators. So that's been a very good process because it enables us to understand what the legislators are thinking, and they're able to know what our priorities are. I think it's an excellent opportunity for the school board members to become familiar with how these bills are passed. And as you know, the bills concerning the schools in Virginia are perhaps the dominant legislation that's going through this year.
So this is like one of your professional development opportunities.
Yes, the school board is seeking to be a board of distinction. So we do training with the Virginia School Board Association. We meet with them at least 4 times a year for training, but we also attend their hot topic workshops and these conferences like the Capital Conference. We'll be going to the National School Board Association conference in April of this year in Boston. And so our school board, like the other school boards around the state, do this for training purposes.
That's good. So with all this training and professional development and committees and task force, you have found time to connect with our music students.
I have. Music has been close to my heart. I'm a musician, and I started my music career right there in middle school, and I started with clarinet and saxophone, and so I know the importance of music. It's so important to developing a culture of enrichment and learning in our schools. And so I am an advocate for music education. All my children were involved in music in the public schools. They took private lessons. And I believe that music education has lifelong implications.
And you actually go out with your clarinet and practice with some of our students. Tell us about that.
Well, I have done that with the jazz band on several occasions. And I did that because that just gives me an opportunity to get to know what's going on with the jazz band and to listen to the students. We have some very talented students in Norfolk Public Schools, not just with the jazz band, but across the cultural spectrum of music, excellent music students. And so it gives me an opportunity to just relate to them and to encourage them and to let them know that the school board and the school division thinks that this is a very important thing.
So what have you learned from the students, and what have you kind of shared with them?
Well, I have learned that these students, first of all, I'm just amazed at the talent that our students have. And I have forgotten how rigorous the music education can be. Our students are doing some fairly rigorous things as it concerns music and the music instruction. We have excellent instructors. And so what I have been encouraging them to do is to stay at it, to stick with it, and don't give up their music, and look to continuing to play even after they leave high school, even though they may not pursue a music education. Because of course you know that baby boomers are now coming back to the community bands and things like that because you know, music enriches the mind, and it continues to do that throughout life. And so I'm hoping that our students will stick with it. Their children will play because they have played or performed music.
And I know they appreciate you being there at the practices and
Yeah.
your support. And then
Yeah.
also just recently at a recent school board meeting, the Jazz Legacy Foundation gave us a wonderful donation to the music department. Tell me a little bit about that.
It wasn't that excellent. They gave a $5,000 check to the music division here. And this is not the first time that the Jazz Legacy has done that. They have brought in some outstanding musicians to perform and to do workshops with our students. You would not be able to get up close to these musicians that they have brought in. You would have to pay a lot of money to have those type of sessions. And so I've been thrilled. And that one of the days that I went over to sit in with the jazz band, they had a jazz musician who's nationally known and spent a great deal of time with the students on a personal way. And the students were moved by that. So the Jazz Legacy Foundation, they work not only with Norfolk Public Schools, but with some of the other divisions. They have enriched our students and blessed our students. And we're so thankful for the work that Mr. Keeling and his colleagues have been doing for us.
And that's awesome. We want to thank you for all the work that you do on the board and how you inspire our students and your love for the music department and how you want to see that grow as well. So thank you for coming on the show and sharing with us that little known history fact about you, because a lot of folks may not have known that.
Yes. Thank you, Ms. Tanner.
Thank you. And we want you to continue watching NPS Now.
Welcome back to NPS Now. I'm Steve Sutmiller, Senior Coordinator of Athletics. Today we have two guests here to talk a little bit about some success in indoor track. We have Bria Stith from Maury High School, and she brought her sister, Brooke Stith, from Maury High School. Welcome. Before we get into any questions, I'm going to make a few comments, and I have to read this. A lot of success here. Brooke, recent state indoor track meet, 5th place long jump, 4th place triple jump, 3rd place 300. Bria, 2nd place long jump, 1st place triple jump, 2nd place 55 hurdles, 1st place high jump. Congratulations.
Thank you.
66 points. I think that for your team.
Yes, sir.
That got you, your whole team, 2nd place in the state meet. Again, congratulations. Norfolk Public Schools appreciates all the hard work there. So, and you were also part of the 3rd place 4x2.
Yes.
And in the 4x2, who were your teammates in that?
Our teammates were Maya Say and Ashley Swift.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, again, second place is a huge accomplishment. Obviously, first place in some individual events is definitely a huge accomplishment. But all those placements got you as all-state participants. So again, good job for there. So let's talk a little bit about how you got to this point, and how you were able to win all these awards. Number one, it's always family, and I've witnessed you two and your mom and your dad, and just how important the family is. So talk a little bit about your family background.
My family background, my dad was in the NBA for 10 years. We lived in Brunswick. All our family is from Brunswick, and we moved to Norfolk because my dad had got a new job from ODU, assistant basketball coach, and that's
Okay.
mainly it.
Brooke, you have two brothers, so have they been able to help you, both you and Bria?
Oh, yes, definitely. They helped us out a lot. They showed us the ropes, like how hard you have to work to get to certain points. They showed us like how to behave like in the classroom, on and off, the basketball court, on and off the track, how to carry themselves in public. So we learned a lot from them.
Right. And I know it's all about you, but what are your brothers' names? And that's it for them.
Brandon, and then BJ.
Okay.
His name is Broderick, but we call him BJ. Broderick Jamal.
Okay. All right. Well, it sounds like you have a lot, good support at the family level, and that's critical for success in athletics and in the classroom as well. So, all right. Let's talk about you were at Brunswick High School, and at that point it was a AA school. And now you've moved to Maury High School, which was an old AAA school, but it's now been reclassified as a 5A school. So, Bria, was the competition different? One, and was it an upgrade in competition?
The competition when we were at 2A, it wasn't bad because my coach, Coach Owens from Brunswick, he put us into invitationals so we could compete with top schools, like with 5A schools, with 6A schools. So when we moved to 5A, it wasn't really different. It was, but we still had to work hard. We had to focus, and there's a lot of talent out there. So it was.
Okay.
It was.
All right, Brooke. I mentioned that you were in a number of events. Talk about what's it like competing in all those events, and is there training different in those events?
Yes, the training is really different. Like for the 55, it's a lot of footwork, speed work, explosive. But for the 300, you really need speed, endurance, and the jumps, it's very technical. So it's a lot of things to work on.
Okay.
But
so, Bria, what was your favorite event out of all of these?
Oh goodness, my favorite event has to be the triple jump. I love the triple jump. The first time I ever triple jump, that's the event I knew I really would love.
Well,
yes.
Obviously it paid off and won. Brooke, what about yours? What was your favorite event?
my favorite event is the 300. I like long sprints. Yes.
Okay.
The longer sprints.
All right, so we all know this. You're a two-sport athlete. All right, you've played basketball, obviously through your brothers and your dad. I guess you had to play some basketball and learn basketball. And you two did a very nice job for Maury High School last year. But going into your senior year and to your junior year, you decided to go to one sport. How did you decide that, and what were the main reasons there?
Well, it was a family decision, and we sat down over the summer and we decided to play, to run track because we thought it would be best for us, and it paid off. It was a good decision because we had to focus on basketball, track, and also school, and it really didn't balance.
It's difficult.
Yeah, it's really difficult. So we decided, and it was a good decision.
Brooke, did you miss basketball?
Oh yeah,
Because I can tell you, Maury High School missed both of you.
I really miss basketball. It's something we grew up doing, so we fell in love with it. So when we had to depart from it, it was kind of heartbreaking.
All right, well, you went to that one sport, you focused there, and there's some dividends for that. And tell us where you were able to sign a scholarship. Who with?
I'm going to East Carolina University.
All right, congratulations.
Thank you.
So why did you pick East Carolina, and were there any other schools in the running?
Well, me and my sister sat down and talked about it, and we wanted to pick a school that fit our personalities. But all the schools, they were great. It was Hampton, NC State, UVA, University of Illinois, and and that was it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, Brooke, she kind of just said you helped decide. So what are your plans in the future?
Well,
Is this a package deal here? Does East Carolina know this yet?
well, they're kind of cheating because they have their best recruiter living with me. So,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Well, I'm still kind of trying to keep my options open, but I would love to go to school with my sister.
Okay. All right. So obviously you two seem to be real close. What kind of characteristics? Explain Brooke for us.
Oh goodness, Brooke. She is feisty. That's probably the one word that probably describes her. She's really feisty, but I can take it.
Okay. Brooke, we got to play. It's fair here. Talk about Bria a little bit.
Let's see, Bria. She's more of the people person out of us. I'm more the serious one, and she's more the playful, life of the party person.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I can see that. So is there any rivalry here? I mean, or is it just, we're going to help each other out? I mean, is it any time, do you want to outperform her, vice versa?
I mean, it's always a rivalry between siblings, but that's how we get better. We push each other at practice and at home, in the classroom.
Yeah.
But yeah, she definitely has her events, and I definitely have my events, and we just work together to make each other better.
Okay, great. All right, so, we mentioned in the beginning your dad. Talk about your mom, because she's real supportive in this endeavor as well. So who wants to talk about mom?
I'll talk about it. Well, Mom, she helps us out a lot. When we used to play basketball, Mom used to get us to AAU tournaments. She used to just always take us place to place, and it was really difficult, but she always stuck by us. And Mom, she also just taught us how to be organized, taught us how to be confident, and
How to carry ourselves,
Yeah, how to carry
as a young
ourselves.
woman.
You do a very nice job. She's done a great job.
Thank you.
All right, so just real quick, indoor track, the state season just ended. Is there a national event that you qualified for?
Yes, we did qualify for
The triple jump.
the triple jump for indoor nationals and the hurdles, but I don't think we're going
Okay.
to indoor nationals.
All right, so now the next step is to prepare for outdoor season, and that's underway. And then, so we wish you good luck in the outdoor season.
Thank you.
Maybe we can
Thank
get you
you.
to bring you back when you win some state championships in the outdoor.
Yes, sir.
So thank you for being here.
Thank
Thank you for
very
having us.
More NPS Now after this.
Welcome back to NPS Now. With me today is James de Marcellus, an 8th grader at the Academy for Discovery at Lakewood. I always want to say Academy of Discovery, but it's Academy for Discovery at Lakewood.
Yes.
Welcome to NPS Now.
Thank you.
I understand you love to spell. You were just recently in the Virginia Pilot Spelling Bee at WHRO. I'm going to talk to you about that in a little bit, but I want to know a little bit about you. I see you like soccer because you have on your sweatshirt that says Lakewood Soccer. Tell me a little bit about you, James.
Okay, I've lived in Norfolk for 5 years. I've got 5 younger siblings,
Wow.
and I've been homeschooled for about 7 years of my life. So I went to Larchmont Elementary in Larchmont, and before that we moved in the middle of the year from St. John's Catholic School in McLean. So
Okay. Busy life. Got a lot of siblings there. So you're
Yes.
the oldest.
And then it was
Wonderful. So why do you like to spell? What's so exciting about spelling to you?
I don't know. I've liked spelling since I was pretty young. So I've done a few spelling curriculums when I've been homeschooled and participated in a few class spelling bees. And I've studied Latin and French, so that kind of gives me a good background.
So you're new to Norfolk Public Schools this year.
Yes, Larchmont was in 3rd grade, and then this is my first time.
Welcome back
So, thank
to
you.
Norfolk Schools. Why did you and your family decide to have you attend the Academy for Discovery at Lakewood?
Well, homeschool to high school is a huge jump. I'm going to probably be attending Maury or Granby next year, so looking forward to that.
Looking forward to that. So how's your experience been so far?
I've loved it. Mr. Schmeichel's a great principal. He hired some awesome people for the job. It's just a lot of fun.
Okay. So what sports do you play?
I played bench for our football team,
Did you? Okay.
and I played forward in soccer. So
So how'd you like it?
it was great. I really liked my coaches. So
But one of your loves is spelling and being in spelling bees, right?
I don't know. I wasn't really planning on being in the regional. I didn't even think I'd make past class. We had to do the class spelling bee. I wasn't, and it's not, my life isn't really spelling. It's just kind of just something
That's a hobby,
that
something extra.
and I really didn't study that much. 45 minutes right before the bee, and that's kind of it. So
Wow,
kind of
you
just
did
wing it.
great. You did a great job. So what was it like being a part of that spelling bee?
I don't know. I wasn't really that nervous. It was just kind of normal experience. But
What were some of the words you had to spell?
let's see, cryogenic, I believe. The one I got out on was Areole, Aureole, and just too many vowels for that.
So you know how to spell it now, though, right?
Oh yes, for the rest of my life, there's no way I'm going to forget that one.
It's coming and going, front and backwards,
Right.
right? Wow. So what do you think? Well, do you really think you're a great speller? I mean, even though
No.
you said you studied
No.
real quick. Really?
I don't know. I don't know. I kind of went out there, did my best, and somehow got second place.
So that's a phenomenal job just to do that much. So it's not like you go through any number of letters or words a day.
No, it's not. I really didn't take it that seriously. It's just, well, if I do well, I do well. If I don't, then I don't. I'm fine. We live right around the corner, so it's not a 45-minute drive back to North Carolina for.
So do you like to
some of
read a
them, so-
lot?
Yes, I do. So
That's what helps.
It does. I read. I was homeschooled for past couple years. I just read all the time. So,
What are some of the genres or books you've read?
ooh, historical fiction
Really?
is one of my favorites. So, I'm a history buff. So, if I know a lot about the
What history
time period, then-
character
right?
do you like the most?
I like reading a lot about World War I, World War II, Civil War, and Vietnam War, Korean War. So,
What's the last book you think you read?
ooh, I don't know. It's a little hard to keep track.
Well, look, you're under the lights on TV today. When you were at the spelling bee, it was the same way. Was that kind of difficult for you to have those lights and folks watching?
Well, my nervous reaction is laughing, so it's not. And I feel like if I had really prepared for it and really studied my heart out, like some of these kids did, I feel like I would have been a nervous wreck. So I was a little jittery at the beginning, but I just was having a good time. So.
How do you think the other contestants did? Were they just as nervous as you, or you think they handled it a little
Well,
differently?
first of all, I was up against a dynasty. They've won it 6 out of 9 times, and it's homeschool family, so they've got all the time in the world, like I used to have. Not so long ago.
So you know the family?
No,
Okay.
but they registered through a homeschool co-op in Virginia Beach, and that's how they do it in the spelling bee. So.
Oh, okay. So does any of your siblings like to spell? Do you challenge them with spelling sometimes?
I got to get on that because, although, I don't know, part of me thinks that I should let somebody else have a chance. They're not, I don't know. They like reading just as much, but I'm gonna have to give them some
Give them some pointers.
pointers. Yes.
Now, are any of them attending Norfolk schools?
Yes. So
Oh.
my sixth grade sister Katie and my fourth grade brother John Paul. So they're attending Academy for Discovery at Lakewood as well, and I don't know. I think they're liking it, so it's great.
Okay. So what do you want to do in the future? You had this one opportunity. If it comes up again, are you going to study very hard this go around so you can be in the spelling bee again?
Well, unfortunately, it's only grades 6th through 8th.
Oh, so this was
my
it.
last shot,
Oh.
first shot, last shot, but
But you got work to do at home.
right. So I don't know. I wasn't really planning on doing what I did, but it worked out pretty well. I'm probably going to go into the military at some point. Don't know what field yet, but so we'll see.
So one of your parents is in the military.
Yes, my father.
Your father. Which branch?
The Navy.
The Navy. Okay. So you're impressed with that?
Yes.
Wow. Well, I'm impressed with you. I really
you.
am. I'm excited to even, we want to remind everybody, study your words, read, but I really love to hear about you reading and studying up on history. So do you read to your siblings and share with them what you're reading?
They kind of read on their own. And one of the things that I think has made me like reading so much is that I didn't really have to read stuff on a summer reading list. It's just stuff I wanted to read. We've got a lot of books at our house, maybe too much. We got to start going through
You
them.
never have too many.
Well, I don't know. We've got a possible move to overseas coming up, so we got to kind of downsize. We can't really take thousands and thousands of books overseas. So.
Well, great. I'm glad to hear that you love to read, and we're very proud of you for making it to the spelling bee and doing an awesome job in representing
Thank you.
Norfolk Public Schools. So thank you for coming on the show today, James.
Thank you very much.
And we want to thank you for watching NPS Now. It airs weekly on WNPS Channel 47, or you can view us online at www.npsk12.com. If you have any great story ideas or information you'd like to share, email us at nps_news@npsk12.com. Again, we want to thank you for watching NPS Now.